see you very shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Nerfers. Thank you, Rosalba. We have in a few minutes the new masterclass by Rosalba, and I will introduce this beautiful lady from such an amazing country, warm country with the people with such a shiny, warm hearts, Mexico. And Rosalba Lendechy Garcia recently started in the fascinating world of coaching in the area of nutrition and well-being, with more than 20 years working. Working in the area of health and with lots of passion for helping people find a healthy path, both physically and emotionally and spiritual.
Thank you so much, Karina. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me. And I'm very excited to be here today. And well, I decided to choose this topic because I cross for a personal journey. Recently, I have big financial troubles. And this put me on a place that I was thinking the money has the guilt because I have troubles. And I start to get obsessed with this topic in particular, with the money, because I suffer a hacking from my bank account and I lose everything. And I was very disappointed, angry, and anxious, mostly anxious, because I don't believe that I have to lose everything. I didn't know how I will do to pay my bills. And I have the mortgage, I have the regular bills, the light service, the internet, etc. The food for my daughter, because I have a daughter. And that put me in a very dark, deep place. And I was very angry. And I start to do questions in a different way, because at some point I think, what I am doing here, if I'm not able to resolve these kind of problems, what I'm doing here. So that's why I start to learn and to heal, mostly to heal. That's why I get to the point to understand, is the money a clearest mirror for have self-knowledge. So this is why I choose this topic. This is my little story. For now, as you can see, I'm very happy. I cross the line to think that there's no other way, and I change my thought, my minds, but mostly I have a heart in peace and I can enjoy my life in a very different way. So if you let me, we are going to start to talk about this class. And I hope you enjoy it and all the people around enjoy it too.
I'm sure.
So I don't know if you want to agree something with this.
With what you said, you mean previously?
uh, uh, like I said, I start this journey because this big trouble I passed, and I passed it, and I really was in a very dark, bad place. So I'm going to I try to share with the people this experience, and I hope can help someone with this situation.
That's that takes a lot, and that's very that tells about your pure heart. If you struggling yourself, gonna help people, just with what you've learned, and to help people to overcome that if they have the same troubles. I'm looking forward to listen to you. That's very touching.
Thank you so much, Karina. Thank you so much. Well, I guess the first step for start this masterclass is I don't know if somebody here someday ask ourselves, what is your relationship with money? How is your relationship with money? I don't know if somebody asking this at some point of your life.
I did. Yeah, sure.
That's
Who
great
else?
because this is believe it or not, like I said before, the money is one of the clearest mirror we can have for knowing ourselves. And the behavior we develop with the money is pretty similar that the behavior we develop with our relationships. And let me put an example. How about if we start with the unpleasant topic, the bills? So here's the thing, when the bills come, uh, I don't know, but some people react in a very hard way. Some people, when get the bill, experience these dense emotions like fear, mostly fear, anxiety, and they are in a state of unfaithful because they think that they are not able to pay it. And sometimes when the people don't feel able to pay the bills, just ignore the bill and they start to have financial trouble because they don't pay on time or they don't think that they can get enough money to pay the bills. So they go angry too at some point because they believe uh, the money is not for me. I am not enough good to get money, or I don't deserve to get the money. And how this reflect in our simple life. Um, if if you tend to not even look at the bill or you put off paying it, this action says that there is something about you that you don't want to see or you prefer to ignore and don't heal it because the primary reaction is talking about how we feel from inside. So if you are experiencing fear or anger, it's probably that you are angry with yourself for not being able to cover your bills, and you get angry in second place with money because it's not available for you. So we start to be angry all the time with our family, with our partners, with our kids. Sometimes we are desperate to get this money for pay our bills, and that's why we start to get angry all the time and we focus only on the money, and that's why we are reflected in our behavior and the money. And if you have the idea that you don't have enough, this going hand to hand with how you live in scarcity and don't feel worthy of living with enough. Or probably you think about only generating the minimum to be able to pay off your debt. And that's a topic is going close with the feel the sensation that we are not abundance. We start to focus on say I don't have enough money, so I am not abundance. And this is a very wrong idea. This is the war idea that we can have in this difficult time. So that's very important why we have to stop at some point and observe our feelings, our deepest feelings. I know it's hard because when you feel really desperate because you say, what I'm going to do? I lose everything. I don't have nothing. It's very, very hard to change our thoughts and put a stop in our mind and breathe. Just breathe and ask ourselves why I am experiencing this feeling, why I feel this angry, why I feel this anxiety, why I feel unable or useless to resolve this. This is the point where we have to stop, because if we don't stop, we are letting our sadly thoughts grow and grow and grow, and it's an endless cycle that later we can stop and we can take us in a very hard endings, um, and another cases, but I'm not going to talking about something very sad because I'm here to help people to change this kind of talks. I know it's difficult, but uh, sometimes this reaction, mostly of the times, are unconsciousness. This reaction mostly of the time are unconsciousness. We don't notice that we are angry. We just believe that we need the money to solve our problems and we are going to stop to be angry, and it's not that way. This is the bad news, but we have good news too. And also, uh, I don't know if you meet someone or you notice some people who thinks they don't have enough money. They think too that they are not enough for have a good relationship or for have a good job or for having a good marriage. That's why I said before, the money is a clearest mirror for show us who really are. And well, uh, this is the time to ask ourselves, what do I think about money? If I do, if do I think the money is bad, or do I believe that if don't work hard for it, I won't have it in abundance? Or do I think the people who have a lot of money are bad? Or do I believe that those who have money have been very lucky? What we think about money, that is a question who take us to understand more what we need to heal. I don't know if someone here want to participate with these questions. What is their beliefs or thoughts about money?
I can. I would love to. I took the program 2 years ago about the metaphysics of money and the business, and uh, I discovered many fears concerning that. And one of those, yeah, that people who are rich, they are bad. Yes, or I'm in the different level with the rich people. So I would not be on the same level with them. And because like there are so many things connected, because if they are bad, I even don't want to be on their level, because I don't want to be bad. One of that things. And of course, I don't have enough of knowledges to grow more, like to become rich, or I don't know how to operate with the money, so I would not be rich. Or I wasn't born in a rich family, so I would not be rich. And there is the situations that you experience with the rich people, and you see again that they are bad and they hurt you, and you think, no, I don't want to go to that side or to that position, so I would be bad as well. Just
Yes, thank you so much, Karina. You said a lot of very important things, but guess what? Even the people who has a lot of money, they experience the fear too, because they think something is going to happen and they're going to lose their whole money. And as you can see, If we are not balanced with ourselves, with our feelings, we are very exposed to experience these dense emotions. We feel unable to go out from there. And at some point, we all see all dark. We are not able to wake up and say, oh, this is a beautiful morning. I'm very abundant in health because I can wake up and I can breathe and I can go to take out my dogs for a walk. We don't think that. We just wake up and start this cycle. Uh, um, how can I call this cycle? A kind of toxic cycle with our mind because we wake up and say, oh, tonight I don't sleep enough. And we go to the closet and choose our clothes. And when we are looking at the mirror, we said, I am not thin enough. I don't work in enough for the body what I want. I don't eat enough well, and and that kind of thoughts start from the morning at the end of the night of the day, because also when the day finish we said, oh, this job is not enough good for me, I don't like it, but pay the bills. Or if we are single, we go back to our house, or in these cases we back to our bedroom and we think, oh, I am not good enough, and that's why I'm lonely. Or if we are married, we think I am not good enough to have this 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 marriage working. That kind of things. That's what we thought. So, like I said before, a lot of these talks are not consciously. That's why we have the need to stop and observe us, observe ourselves, our thoughts. When we start to think that we are not enough, it's time to say, wait. Why I think this? I have two legs, I have two arms, I have one head, just like other people. I am enough. But like I said before, this is a very hard situation because we are programmed to think that we are enough. And this take me to this second part. Um, there is 7 sources of love that we need to heal, because if we don't have the balance in these sources of love, probably we are going to experience this. That's why if even the people who has a lot of money feel this kind of anxiety or this fear for lose his money, because they don't balance these 7 sources of love. And well, maybe you are asking yourselves, what what are those sources of love? And the first one is the support. When we was little babies, we need to get these sources from our parents. Our parents has to give us these sources. And the first one, the support, is the feeling who take us to looking for this support in the other side. We're looking for a partner, a couple who give us this support. And of course, if you don't balance this need for support in the money language, you are going to chase the money because you think the only support that you have in your life is the money. And you go behind the money, you are going to work on this, work on that. Maybe you are working in something that you don't like it, but it's a good pay, and you choose be there because you don't want to feel this fear, or you don't want to feel that you need support. That's why you are looking for all these I'm sorry for the barkings. uh, I have 3 dogs, but I'm sorry. So if you don't have feel you're feeling from support, you are going to chasing the money, and you are going to looking for outside a relationship who make you feel that you are supported for someone else. Another source is the affection. And when we lost this affection, we lost even the self-love. Why? Because nobody teaches in our childhood how to love ourselves. Maybe some cases the parents are not so expressive and they don't say, I love you, I'm proud of you. And you don't develop these qualities in your life as an adult. And in the deep, you have this hurting thing, and you are going to looking for somebody who give you affection, and this is the way how you start to become in codependent partner, because you need that affection, but you never stop and say, wait, this is a moment to stop and look at inside, because there is a place where I can get this affection. No, mostly of the time, because we are not conscious of this, we are looking for outside. And in relation with money, if you are looking for affection, of course you are going to expend a lot of money. You are going to
Una compañera que tengo, una amiga de...
you are going to don't worry, you are going to looking for to buy expensive gift to give to the people. You are going to fall in debt because you need to show the people that you are worthless, that the people can stay with you and give it your affection. It's kind of you are going to try to pay for affection. And that's why we start to get in debt, because we looking for expensive things for show this affection. This is how the money uh, has the relation with the affection. Inspiration. We need inspiration too, and our first years. We need the inspiration because the inspiration give us different ways to develop our talents or gifts for the world. And if you live in a place where all the time told you you are not going to live being a musician, for example, or why you want to draw? You are not going to pay bills with drawings. And mm, I know our parents don't do that because they want to be mean with us. No, they do that because they are caring for our future. But sometimes they cut our wings because they make us feel that we are not able to develop our talents and living across the talents we have. And that's why it's very important, the inspiration. And that's why we start to accept jobs that don't make us feel happy. And this is a very, very wrong way to get money, because if you get money with this feeling of sadness, the money goes disappear. The money needs a source of love too for stay in our lives, and that's why it's very important feel this inspiration. Um, the next, I love the next. The next source of love is pleasure. The pleasure is very important. Like inspiration sometimes, or like money itself. Uh, Sometimes in some places make us think the pleasure is something bad, but it's not bad. It's something beautiful. The pleasure is the path to create life. As a woman, we have the capacity to create another human being, but it's not just that. We can create beautiful things like a song, a beautiful song. A beautiful song, it can be created across the pleasure. A beautiful painting, a beautiful picture, all the things that put our feelings together in a piece of art are created across the pleasure. Why? Because when we start to create something, what we feel, even sometimes when we are doing something who make us feel joy and full of grace. I don't know if you experiences the chicken pots on your skin, because that is the pleasure. And you can experience the pleasure even drinking your cup of tea. If you give in just few minutes for yourself and drink the cup, oh my God, this is a very tasty cup of tea. You are experiencing pleasure, and the pleasure gives us the happiness, the reason for life, and the creativity we need to find another ways to get money. That's why very important, the pleasure, and that's why I love so much this source. But the next source of love is the education, and not just refer to school. The education is very important. Talking about feeling, we need emotional education. We can take a lot of courses or certificates in financial education, but if our feelings are a disaster, we never gonna find a way to take the rule of our lives and put this situation in a good balance. Why? Because I told you before, if you feel that you need someone desperate, you are going to expend your money for looking for that person, because you pay apps, you sending presents, you take that person to the very expensive restaurant. You are trying this acceptance for the other people because you think across the money you are going to get their love. But that's why it's very important, this emotional education, and not just the school education. The next is the understanding. I'm very sure that a lot of people here, when was a teenager, feel misunderstood. Everybody feel misunderstood in some point of our lives, even with ourselves. So at some point of our lives, we feel like nobody understands our situation, and we start to be mean, even with ourselves. We start to criticize us because we don't feel this understanding, and that's very, very important, to stop again, to breathe and say, I am not those feelings. I am not these thoughts. I am not this bad energy who I experiment this day. Because we are created for living in peace and enjoy our lives. And that's why it's very important to feel understanding. And if we don't understand our own feelings, we are going to lose our money, because we are going to take decisions based on our distance feelings that we experience all the time. And finally, another very important source of love is the recognition. Why is very important, the recognition? Uh, the first recognition that we deserve or we need is from our parents. Like I said before, our parents don't are bad persons. They don't do some things with finally to hurt us. No, they try to do the best that they can, because this was the way they learn to be parents. So the recognition starts with your kids. If you has kids, I don't know if someone here has kids. It's very important that you say it every day. how proud you feel, how loved they are, how smart and brilliant they are. Because if you reinforce these feelings in your kids, they are gonna be brilliant adults. They are gonna be amazing people that this society needs right now. Because they are not start to feeling bad with themselves. They are growing, growing with love. They are growing with love, and don't going to start to develop these behaviors that I need the recognition, and I'm going to put me on a diet to look like the model on the cover. Forget that recognition. Or I'm going to work like a workaholic, forget a lot of money and get that recognition. And that's why very important that you take your childs, even if they are not your sons or your daughters. If you have niece, go there and give it a big hug and tell them how important they are, how loved they are, because this is very, very important for their development. And those are the 7 sources of love. And like I said, these sources are given by our parents. And if these sources are not balanced or healing, we start to develop these behaviors uh, with money. That's very important. And well, like you said, Karina, before, this is not a easy way. Start to healing, because on first place it is very hard to recognize that I have something is hurting me from the past. See it in the mirror and look in us, like Patrick said before, being honest with ourselves is very hard, because we are trying to give to the world something that we don't find in ourselves. And that's very important, why we need to heal us, to develop our capacity to find our deepest love, and find the love in everything and every thought and every place that we are. That's why it's very important heal these 7 sources of love. And that's why it's very important to do a pause and start to look at us, start to observe our thoughts. And well, we we can the good news, like I said, we can start to do this every day, step by step. But the most important is you have to love yourself. You need to stop telling yourself that you are not enough. You have to stop your mind. You have to take a breath and say, this anger, this worry, this concern that I am experiencing right now is not me. This concern that I feel about money is not me. I am enough. I have enough. I live in abundance. You must to begin to speak yourself with love and embrace the being that has gone through all this experience, and begin to forget yourself, because the worst enemy that we have for healing is our mind. Our mind is designed to survive, just to survive, not for living. And that's why we start with this toxic cycle, to the thoughts, to to think in the morning, I don't sleep enough, I am not enough, I am not thin enough, I don't use the designer clothes, and I don't have enough money. It's our mind, because our mind is going to take us to the most worst scenarios for survive. But we are not designed for survive. We are made for live, for living life, for living joy, for living peace, because that's the that's the other thought that this society teaching us. A lot of marketing, a lot of material that we can see on social media, on TV, is designed to think, oh, I need a lot of money for travel and be happy. I need a lot of money for use this cloth, this beautiful cloth for designer and be happy. I need this beautiful car for being happy. And I feel in the deep very shame for these things because it's not that way. And this is an endless thing, but this is the first step that we have to take. Stop our mind, stop our thought, and forgive us and start to talk with ourselves with love and kindness.
Wow. I'm deeply inspired. Guys, do you have questions or do you want to share your thoughts? I deeply, absolutely enjoyed it.
Absolutely. That was wonderful information. And I think people are now going to really connect differently when it comes to relationship and finance and money, because it is vital. It can either draw you together or pull you apart, if you don't have the proper knowledge that you need, in order to maintain the information, in the relationship. So, no, this was very vital. In so many ways to relationship. Absolutely. Thank you, Rosalba.
You're welcome. Thank you for your kindness words. And I'm very glad that you enjoyed this talk.
Thank you. We have the questions over here, if you're ready to go with that.
Of course.
So what is the money? How money described?
Well, many authors say the money is an energy, and this energy flew in the air, basically. But there is something that we have to know. This energy is neutral because we have the idea that money is bad. Like we talked before, we grow up thinking if you have a lot of money, you are a bad person. But it's not that way. We choose what kind of energy put on the money. If I work in something that I love, I create money with this love energy. If we share this money with people that they need, I'm sharing love across the money. And that's why the money is not a bad thing. Of course, it's not a bad thing. The money is a good thing, but we choose what kind of energy put in the money. So yes, the money is an energy, but it's not the energy who decided what kind of energy is. We decided what kind of love we put on that money.
That's absolutely wow. I want to add, I'm very excited about what you said because learning the karmic management right now, and there is such a point, there is difference if you give the money with the pleasure, if you enjoy giving the money to other people. It doesn't matter if you give it to a poor people or if you're sharing with your friends or you are paying for a cup of coffee for your friends and you are grateful for that. That's the difference. If we are greedy and we feel that lack of energy, lack of money, and we think, if I gotta pay that right now, oh my gosh, I lose another like $20, I lose another $10, and we start thinking
Yes.
as well.
And
Yeah. Go ahead.
And you don't lose only the $20. You lose more. You lose part of your soul. You lose part of your love. You lose part of your divine complex.
Yeah, it is. That's something that was really Taisha said is vital thing that we didn't think about. That how do we give the presents? Like we give that because Like we think, okay, I supposed to give the expensive, for example, the expensive present to this person. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna spend the money, and I lose. And then there is difference, like to set up another driver, like to enjoy. You pay for something, you enjoy it, you're grateful, and you know that it would come back to you. Even more would come back. That's very, very interesting topic, and that's I'm very, very grateful that you touched that. Taisha, you
Thank
wanna
you.
say? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, you also lose your self-respect. You know, you
Yes.
lose, so much, like you were describing, you lose so much of yourself. And then it puts you in an insecure situation. I mean, it's already so many things that we're insecure about, debt, weight, education, intelligence. Why would you want to add, something such as that, into the relationship to cause more insecurity? Well, I can go all day with you.
I can stay here with you
this
guys
is real. Yeah, this is real. This is real.
Yes. That's why it's very important to heal these 7 sources of love, because there is a place where everything goes.
Yeah.
If you need that, you has to be absent, this acceptation from someone else, you're going to buy expensive gift trying to be acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's very important to heal these 7 sources of love.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely beautiful. I think that I would ask, and I would, with the pleasure, place it on my page and share with lots of people those 7 sources and how you describe those, because even learning as well, different, like reading books and learning and taking the courses about the money, I think I never heard like the way you describe it right now. Like if we're honestly, like if we have lack of confidence, no, sorry, not confidence, support, so we are replacing that with money. If we have a lack of affection, we replace that with the money. That's absolutely incredible. If people would understand that would change their mind, like the reason why, and understanding why that's happening. That's the crucial, that's the way to healing.
Yes. Like I said before, you can take this course of financial education, and they teach you to save, how manage a credit card, how manage a mortgage. But if you have this deep feeling in you, there's no money who give you enough to pay all debt, because you are not healing from this. You are not conscious that you are supplying every hole in your soul with money.
Yes, I totally agree with you. Um, the money, it also, I think, depends on how you look at it. Okay, the perspective on how you look at the money. Like earlier on, when you are talking about why do people struggle pay bills when they are the ones who are using the facilities. So some of those are the questions to why do they need such facilities when they cannot pay the bills?
Oh,
Which it is something like most people, they prefer enjoying the benefits than paying the price.
yes. But
So,
yes.
okay, yeah, you can continue.
I hear you. Yes. No. Please,
Okay, yeah.
Patrick,
So,
finish.
in the life, it's like we choose mostly the easiest things that we find that they are easy. Okay, that's why many people prefer to work little but have lots of money. But that's not how it works. You just need to have a plan on how you can make enough so that you can be able to enjoy what you want. So I think most of the challenges, they come in when problem starts coming in and without knowing how we can solve the problems. Because if maybe if I may put it in this way, that naturally we choose the easiest way to deal with situations or things. Many people are not comfortable taking risk or using things that they will or that they will require too much resources or something to deal with certain issues. They will prefer something that is simple, that they can just maybe press a button, then everything is fine. But that's not how it works. So I get your point on how we miss most of the points when it comes to money. We want it, but we don't know how we can use it. We just think we'll just have it and just use it anyhow. But if you know that you worked for it or you did something that is spectacular to get that money, I think to use it is not going to be a problem. Even to pay bills, it's not going to be a problem, because you know that this thing I need it, this thing I don't need it. Then you're not going to spend your money on something that you don't need. So it
Yes.
also based on the priorities when it comes to money. When people have got money, they choose too many things that they cannot even afford.
Yes, of course, Patrick, you say something very important. On first place, for making the money fluid with our life, we have to choose what is really important. Karina says something very important too. She says, in the karma laws, if you give this with pleasure and love, this going back to you at the same way. But there is something important. Okay, I can believe that I am abundance and I have a lot of money. I can think that from my heart. But I need to, every time that I'm going to shop something, ask to myself, do I really need this? This has a purpose? What is the purpose of buying a new car if my car is working?
Yes.
What is the purpose to have a big house if only is me, which I'm going to habitat that house? What is the purpose to buy a jacket who I'm going to use only one time in a year? That that are very important questions that we have to make us before shop something, before decided in what I'm going to invest my money, because you have to invest your money with love too. And if you are going to buy something, like when I go to the supermarket to do the groceries for my family, I buy uh, good food because I know that is the way I'm going to give love to my family. I'm going to feed my family with love, not just with a tomato or with a carrot. I'm going to give love to my family. And if there is something in this supermarket that is kind of expensive, because some quality products are more expensive than others, I'm not gonna say, oh, this is too expensive, I'm going to buy the cheapest. No, there is the moment when you have to say, this is the best for my family, and this is my love for my family, and I'm going to expense this money in this quality product because I'm going to give my family. And this is the way to give this movement to your money, with love, with purpose. I'm going to give the rest of my money to some charity. But no, because this is a fine line. When we start to try to find the purpose in our life, some people say, share your money with charity. But you don't have to do this because you don't have to do. You are going to do this because you feel from your heart that you are able to share your love. Even if it's a penny, you are going to share that penny with love, not because you have to do, not because you are expected that money back to you. That's why it's very important to heal your wounds in the past. That's very important. And I think that that topic that you mentioned, Patrick, it's very important because this is the way to expend your money with a purpose, with love. And this is the way that your money going back to you and never is gonna miss. You're never gonna feel again this anxiety that you don't have enough because you start to be glad every day for having health, for having your family, for listening to your family loud, for have the love from your pets, even that. That is the way that we start to feel the real abundance from our hearts and from our souls.
All connected. Wow. Well, ready for the next question? Or you lovely people have a question yourself? Okay. So the next one. What is the relationship between money and us?
Well, in this case, this whole talk is about how the money is a clearest mirror about our behaviors in the real life. And I'm going back to the 7 sources of love because if we don't heal this, we acting unconsciously. We are acting without knowing what are we doing, and that's why we used to choose some things or make some decisions that can put us in a very hard place. And practically the money and we are the same.
Yay. I'm speechless. I'm excited and silent and speechless. Does this mean that money isn't important as we are?
No. There is no way. The money is never gonna be more important than us. And that's one thing that we have to let clear, because when we start to talk about to share the money, to give the money a purpose, maybe this can be misunderstood, and the people start to think, oh, it's more important to grow up my money, to share and to give. No, never. Like I said before, the money is a neutral energy and it's just a mirror or a tool for self knowledge, and but never be more important than a human being. Never. The reason why we have to clear this is because we have to feel us enough. We have to feel the abundance from our hearts and from our souls, like I said before.
Wow.
Thank you.
So from that point, how should we feel about the money? How we should look at the money? At what?
This is very interesting situation, because the whole day we are talking about relationship. It's okay. The whole day we are talking about relationships, and with the money is a relationship too. That's the side we have to take. The money is a tool to help us to get self-knowledge. The money gives us the opportunity to find this situation that we need to heal. And the most important part is know that the money does not stop us or limit us to take our power. The money don't decide to live every day with love. That is what we choose. We have the capacity to choose to live our lives, not just survive. The relationship with money is like, oh, this is a beautiful thing who complements me. This is an energy which I attract because I'm living in love, I'm living in balance, uh, I'm living, I'm living because at some point when we have the lack of money, we start to survive. We don't think in the beautiful things that we have. We think in all the things that we don't have. And the money is one of them. And that's very important. Why we have to see the money like a complement in our lives, like a tool for help us, for being better with ourselves, for loving ourselves, and for give love to the people and the world in general.
I think that might be inspiring if people would think about the money from that perspective. Is like if I have abandoned the fairy tale, so I'm a magician. That's some kind of really nice explanation about that. Wow.
And in fact, there's something beautiful in here because it happened magic. It happened magic. When you start to wake up every morning feeling this pleasure for live your life. When you wake up and you see your body and you see how beautiful it is. And of course, in this time, it's very important to think, I have a beautiful body because it's healthy. I can breathe. There's a lot of people out there right now, they cannot breathe because the virus. And we are here. We are full of life. We are full of beautiful things like your body. If you start to wake up every morning and you see your body and you said, this is a beautiful body. Thank you, body, because you took me to every place. Thank you, body, because you put me in this place where I am healthy. The magic start to happen. Because if you start to get those sources of love that I mentioned it in the beginning, you start to absent yourself, and you are not going to need no one else in the outside to give you that. And your energy is going to start to change, and you are going to start to attract another beautiful things. Because if you think in beautiful things, you are going to attract beautiful things. That is the law of attraction too. So that is why I love this topic. And I'm very glad with this topic because it took me at this situation that I was be able to understand it's not about the money. It's about ourselves. It's about our heart. It's about our soul. It's about how we talk to us in the morning and the night and every minute of our lives, because we tend to be mean with ourselves. We are the worst criticians with ourselves. Our mind is the worst enemy that we can have if we don't learn how to speak ourselves.
So, money and abundance, the same thing?
No, never. Like I said before, money is just a tool, it's just a complement, it's a neutral energy. But the abundance is, like I said before, when you wake up in the morning and you be grateful because you are healthy, because you have your family with you, because you have food for it that day. There is the place where the abundance starts. It's not just about the money, it's just about be able to enjoy your life. There is the truly abundance when you notice, I don't need nothing else. Or like Patrick said, I don't need to spend my money in this meaningless thing. I don't need to do those kind of things because I am abundance. I have all I need. I have love, I have health, I have food, and I can share all this with my family. This is the real abundance.
I think there is really fragile point at this stage, because sometimes people deny to get money and to take money and to accept money, because at some point we've been taught as well that money is not that important, so the most important to be a human being, and people confuse at the same time.
Yes, yes. That is something very common too. But now, let me point in this thing in an example. If I feel that I don't deserve something else because I don't live in abundance, I live in scarcity. Probably my source of love, the recognition, for example, is broken. I feel in the deep of my heart and my mind goes like, I don't deserve nothing else. I don't deserve the money. And money is a neutral energy and is a complement, but it is important. It is important thing because it's the way that you are going to be able to help other people. It is something important. It's not something like, well, I don't care about money. Yes, you have to care about money. But if you are not able to receive something basic, maybe you know somebody which when you are going to try to give it a hug, this person, hello, just good here, good here. I don't like the human touch. I don't know if you know somebody. Well, here's the thing. If you are not capable to receive a simple hug, you are not be capable to receive money, to receive abundance, to receive good things in your life because your source of love is closed. If you are not able to receive a hug, you are not able to receive nothing. If you are not able to receive a simple licking from your dog, you are not able to receive anything. And that's why the people have to get consciousness that yes, it's important to receive money and it's important to receive love at the same way.
The last one. How can we start practicing abundant living?
Okay, for this, I want to make a little exercise. And just I'm going to ask you, close your eyes and breathe with me 3 times. Inhale, exhale. Feel the air in your lungs. Inhale, exhale. Don't think in anything else. Inhale again, exhale, and release. Don't open your eyes yet. Now you think, what is the most beautiful thing that you have in your lives now? The most beautiful, even if it's a flower, or your pet, or your son, or your parents. What is the most beautiful thing that you have in this moment? Think about that. When you got it, Open your eyes. Now, how do you feel when you think in the most beautiful thing that you have in your life? How do you feel?
Grateful and rich.
That is the really abundance. When you are able to recognize that you have beautiful things in your life, you start to practicing the abundance.
It was wonderful.
Amazing. Amazing.
Wonderful.
So I hope this feeling you can keep with ourselves all day. And this is all I have to speak with you for now. But I'm really happy and I really enjoy this masterclass. I hope touch somebody and help somebody with these words.
Oh, you did.
Definitely you did.
Thank you so much.
I've enjoyed it so
Good
much.
job. Good job, Rosa. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Thank you
Rosalba.
so much. Yes?
No, he was about how to pronounce your name.
Yeah. Don't worry, you can say rocks because it's not a common regular name. Thank you so much, Kinji.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was touching.
Thank you.
Really powerful.
Wonderful. That's
Thank you.
powerful.
Thank you so much.
And that was Rosalba Lendechy Garcia from Mexico with a so powerful masterclass about the relationships and the relationships with money. I have the goosebumps right now on my skin. And no, seriously. And I'm actually very sensitive. If I would not be on camera, I would cry right now.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for those beautiful feelings. Thank you so much. For
That's
me,
true.
means a lot. And you can make me cry too.
From the joy, just because that's
Yes,
really
of course.
powerful.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Thank you so much, Rosalba. And
Thank you.
our next speaker, Kenji, is here. Kenji
Awesome.
Santi.
Welcome,
Yay!
Kinji.
Hey, guys.